Okay, I don't know whether we are rolling. My screen is hanging on this other side. Hey, okay. I seem to. Mic check 1 2. Um, I don't know whether the stream is clear, but if not, kindly let me know. I've had to redo this again so that I can come back online. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from where you are. How are you all? My name is James Carano, as you can see on screen. I am the pioneer of this platform, Africa Central. And I created it so that we can basically know what Africans are talking about. Me knowing and seeing such, I really wanted to go down and see what is on Africans' minds. I thought maybe if we could take a trip down Google search lane, if that is the case, or YouTube, if you think so or see so. Yeah, I just thought it best. Maybe we can talk about a few things here and there. So I'd like to forward you to my screen. Forgive the frames that are hanging. I don't know what's going on, but I'll have to find out what the issue is. Here we are. I'm on my Google Chrome desktop browser, sorry, and we're going to look at some of the searches that people are talking about in Africa, and I've specifically picked like probably the most popular of countries. So as you can see, I started with Nigeria. I know right now I did a pre-search, and of course I know and understand that the UEFA Champions League is booming right now because that's what literally every single African is talking about. But I won't go into details into that because, for the sake of not getting flagged or things like that. But basically, this is what people are searching in Nigeria, for example. West Ham versus Chelsea. This must be Premier League stuff. Neko result checker, I don't know what that is. Atalanta versus Arsenal. Definitely Champions League, as you can see the tags. And then Diddy news. And I thought, since I'm also profound with that, and I'm aware of what is happening on the, especially in like other news bulletins, you know what, this has been doing the rounds. We can also change this to South Africa or regions. So as you can see, P Diddy News is number 4. If you go to South Africa, I don't know if I'm wrong. It should be number 3. Yeah, forgive the desktop. It's not as powerful as you may think it is, but hey, we're here. So yeah, Diddy again number 4. The rest of it is probably All Blacks Australia versus New Zealand. This is rugby. Selomot Lung. I don't know who this is. It's an actor. Okay, I'm looking at the tags. So yes, definitely. And then of course there's West Ham versus Chelsea. Once again, Premier League stuff. So I would be wrong to say that Africans are, searching about content within other countries, not necessarily within Africa, but here in particular. This is what they're searching for. So yeah. So without further ado, I will go to our beloved channel. If you have not subscribed, please make sure you do so. Click the bell to get notifications on when I upload or live stream. So yeah, that's something. So yeah, and going straight, we're gonna search P Diddy. So we have Law and Crime Network, lawsuits names 8 celebrities. What about them? But yeah, for those of you who are not aware, he was arrested for racketeering. What was that? It's even in the searches. Sorry, I seem to have lost track. Racketeering, sex trafficking, and drugs, if I say so myself. And of course, I will not even ask the stuff that was found in his house. So it's been talked about by so many people, and it's disturbing, to say the least. But yeah, I think we'll first use the CNN version of this story and listen to what they're talking about. Yeah.
Has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment. Joining us now is CNN's entertainment reporter Elizabeth Wagmeister, and also with us CNN chief legal correspondent Ellie Honing. Elizabeth, you were a big part of revealing some details about Diddy's conduct in private over the course of the last couple of months.
Why he's stuttering, by the way? Like, what's up with that? I'm yet to know that. But anyway.
That video led to a lot more scrutiny on what he has been accused of. What do we know at this point about what this case might ultimately be about?
By the way, viewers' discretion. For those of you who watched what happened in this video, was very disturbing. Please do not watch. You don't have to. If you know the story. If you do, I'm just giving you a heads up. And it's even written here, as you can see, warning, disturbing video. So yeah, don't watch it if you don't want to. Yeah, and let's hear what they have to say.
Abby, at the moment, we don't know what the charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York last week. And here's a statement that I have from his attorney. He says, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office." He goes on to say that he is an imperfect person, but is not criminal. Now, Abby, that video that you just spoke about was a few months ago when our team broke this disturbing video of Diddy violently assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, better known as the singer, her stage name, Cassie. Now, up until this point, when we broke this video, Diddy had denied the allegations against him. Cassie is one of 10 civil suits against Diddy, 9 of which he is accused directly of sexually assault. Up until that video, he denied everything. After that video came out, he changed his tone. He apologized for his conduct in that video. But I have to tell you, Abby, just as of last week, a former member of Danity Kane, which was one of the bands from Making the Band, Diddy's show that was on MTV, she sued him for sexual assault and other disturbing allegations, and he denied that. So he continues the denials, and he still maintains his innocence, even though he has been arrested tonight.
And Ellie, not a huge amount of information available tonight, but Elizabeth brought up something that I want you to give us a little bit of insight into.
Just before I continue, by the way, maybe you guys can tell me what you think about this story, how it has developed, how he decided to deny that he assaulted all those people, all the 10 cases, mind you. Then after the Cassie video came out, how he apologized. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think in the comments.
Diddy is here in New York, in Manhattan. He apparently came here in anticipation that something like this might happen. What should we understand about what that might mean? It could very well be that this is a federal arrest being processed here in New York.
So, Abby, there are some important things we do not know, including the specific charges that have been lodged against Sean Combs. But there are some really important things we do know. First of all, based on the attorney's statement, based on our reporting, this is a federal prosecution. It's not a state prosecution. The fact that he's being processed in Manhattan tells me that's the Southern District of New York. That's consistent with the reporting that the Southern District of New York had been handling this case. That's the office I used to work at. That's an office that sort of specializes in high stakes cases. Just in the last year or so, Southern District of New York, just as an example, has successfully prosecuted Sam Bankman-Fried, Senator Robert Menendez. The other thing that we do know is a grand jury has indicted Sean Combs, meaning they found probable cause that he committed at least one federal crime. Now, as to what happens next, there will be, likely tomorrow or within the next couple days, but usually in the SDNY, you try to do it the next day, there will be an arraignment, meaning Sean Combs will appear in court with his lawyers. There are no cameras in federal court. He will be advised of the charges against him, and he will almost certainly enter a not guilty plea. But the key thing to watch for is then we'll have the question of bail. Will prosecutors agree to let him out on bail? Will prosecutors ask the judge to lock him up pending trial? That could end up in a contentious argument. So these are things that are going to play out over the next 24 or 48 hours. And finally, Abby, with respect to the charges themselves, it's important to note, we've all seen that video, but assault and sexual assault are not federal crimes. Those are prosecuted in state court. So
What? You forgive me, by the way. I know those are things not to laugh at, but it bothers me how the legal system in the US is not uniform across the board. Like how some things are crimes in the state and in the Fed they're not. It bothers me. Like, shouldn't it be a crime all through? And I think, I don't know if I was told this, I think I also understand why there's a reason what that video where it took place was in the state where it was in a state where that was not a crime, so it was not, they didn't arrest him. I think it was in LA or something. Yeah, forgive me if I get my facts wrong, but as far as I remember, that's what happened. The legal system is a bit confusing, but it was really sad to see that they did not arrest him based on that video. They arrested him based on like these other, I'd call them felonies, if that's the right word. So yeah, the racketeering and the trafficking and all that. And the assault is what bothers me. Why was he not captured because of that? But anyway, it's not for me to say. Also, by the way, I'm sure there are other people who are on his side. We've seen a few of these guys come out, especially in the US, that have come in his defense. I don't know, do you agree with their defenses or not? We've seen the likes of Mary J. Blige, just to name a few people. The guys who are saying, please pray for him, whatnot. But these are insane allegations that have come against him. I don't know if I should call them allegations or offenses, but as it is, it's very sad to hear what he did. So,
what I expect to see when we see this indictment is some sort of crime with some element of organization to it, sex trafficking, something along those lines, if it's based on some of the allegations we've heard.
And of course, back in March, his homes in LA and in Miami were raided. All of this leading up to this moment. Elizabeth and Ellie, a lot more to this story will be coming up in the coming days and weeks.
So, let me not get to that.
The music mogul who at one time...
But forgive me for that. Mind you, I am not in any way sponsored by CNN just because I watched that video. But yeah, I just went to that so that we can see exactly what he was being arrested for in short, simple terms. So yeah. The rest of it, I think, is law and crime and things like that, which are unfortunate, but they happened. So I have one here, CBS. Sorry, excuse me.
And off the top at 5.
So excuse the video. So yeah.
And off the top.
And mind you, I'm just watching like random stations reporting this issue. I'm not in any way advocating for them. I know there are those people who are against mainstream media so much, because especially in the US, how I'm told that they all read through the same script and drive a certain narrative, but hey, I'm just a listener, and that's it. Mine is basically to consume it based on my own judgment. So for you, yeah, I just checking out these things so that we know, even from your own views, you guys, whose side you're on, whether you're on P Diddy's side or you're on the law's side. So
top at 5:30, breaking developments in the federal case against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. After pleading not guilty following his arrest in New York, a judge rules no bond. Diddy is charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Good evening. I'm Jim Barry.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. Naja is on assignment. Many details are stunning and maybe disturbing for some viewers to hear. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister is live in Miami Beach with more on this explosive case. Anna?
Lauren, Jim, Diddy won't be here at his Star Island home or any of his properties for quite some time. According to investigators, they found a wealth of evidence here in Miami and in his LA homes back during those raids in March. And according to prosecutors, they say that Diddy coerced his victims to fulfill his sexual desires and to protect his reputation. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs now facing several serious federal charges.
Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
The three-count indictment comes after numerous lawsuits accusing Diddy of sexual assault and battery, and months after the surveillance video from 2016 was released of him beating his former girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel. In March, federal agents raided both Diddy's Miami and Los Angeles homes, and prosecutors say they found evidence of freak-off sex parties where victims were allegedly forced to participate.
They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s, and a large-capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs,
AR-15s.
electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims.
Before we even continue, AR-15s, aren't those military-grade weapons? If you ask me, like, why would a normal citizen be bearing such ammunition? That is so crazy. So crazy.
The indictment goes on to state that investigators seized various freak-off supplies, including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant.
I won't even go to the details of the most of these things that are being revealed are so disturbing, so disturbing. 1,000 bottles. Why? Hey, my friend.
Diddy's lawyers say he's innocent and argue that he should be
This
released
is
on bail ahead
disturbing.
of trial. Right now, Diddy is the only defendant listed in the indictment.
I would not be surprised that if this case is ultimately resolved through a negotiated plea, while he's charged in a conspiracy. It's interesting that there are no co-conspirators that were named in this indictment, which leads me to believe that there are a lot of cooperating witnesses.
If the case goes to trial and Diddy is found guilty, he could spend a minimum of 15 years to a maximum sentence of life in prison.
A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York.
And Diddy's lawyers say that their client is innocent, and again, he is being held without bond. But for now, reporting live from Star Island in Miami Beach, Anna McAllister, CBS News, Miami.
Joining me now.
Breaking down Dangerous and the charges against him. Anyway, I know there are basically other videos alleging to even much more than that. Oh, Valuetainment did a video with the bodyguard. Okay, it's like 29 minutes. That's pretty long. I probably will not have time to finish the whole thing. But it is what it is. Diddy is dead on a... Yeah, thank you, Fox News. Yeah, I've been waiting for... See where Fox is, bro. Let's see this.
Joining me now, Brian Claypool, a criminal defense attorney. So, Brian, what Matt was just talking about, these so-called freak-offs, these were no secret.
I'm sorry, me. Anytime I just hear that, it really disgusts the soul. It's really bad. It's really bad.
So he'd been openly bragging about these wild parties. You know, there's like sex parties, and it looks like, you know, there were probably lots of other things going on there too.
Great.
But he was bragging about this for, what, a couple of decades. Watch.
This is what you need to do. Women, beautiful women. We need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right. Just a different
Plurals.
blend. You need
Blends.
the ladies, you need the booze. Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Brian, that was creepy, but what took the feds
I know, right? That was creepy.
so
Hey.
long to do something?
Hey, Laura, always great to be with you. Yeah, I think it's I'm in LA, it's the Hollywood celebrity path to justice, where we simply look at a clip like that and we laugh and giggle about, oh, let's get alcohol, let's get drugs, let's get all these ladies at a party. You know, for years, P Diddy's gotten a whole pass. He's actually created his own kingdom where he makes his own rules, and you got to follow his rules or you get penalized. And guess what, Laura? He's now in a federal penitentiary, and for the first time in his life, he's facing his own fate at the hands of somebody else. And I will tell you, Laura, I've done federal cases, that's not the place you want to be in federal court. 90% of federal criminal indictments brought down are pled out, right? A plea deal is brought. And of the only 10% left, 90% of those defendants that go to trial, they lose. So he is looking at a daunting uphill battle to fight these horrible charges.
90%.
Now, Brian, one of the DHS agents involved in this raid on his Miami mansion described what he saw inside the house, saying that, in my opinion, he's as bad as Epstein. These women are young, either barely legal or barely illegal. Brian, this sounds like he was a monster.
Yeah, Laura, I will tell you that this indictment was very detailed, by the way, too.
That silence tells you a lot. I know even I'm shocked, but it looks like they're much more shocked than I am.
Your viewers should know there were over 300 subpoenas served, over 50 witnesses interviewed. Why is that important? Because the federal prosecutors aren't going to be leveling an indictment like this unless they have ammunition and they have cause to bring it. And the core issue at this case, which the feds have to prove, which it's looking like they can, is that P Diddy essentially controlled these women, that he threatened them with stopping the money that he was paying them, that he spiked their drinks with drugs, that's been alleged in the indictment, and that he basically told them, I'm going to ruin your life unless you engage in these freak-offs. And that's really what the prosecutors got to prove. And if you've got some victims coming forward to talk about that, you've got financial records that prove that, travel itinerary that proves that, P. Diddy has very little defense. And I got to tell you, Laura, if this guy wants to fight these charges, he's going to have to step up and walk into a courtroom and talk about it. If he doesn't testify in this case, he is dead on arrival.
Well, who else is on these tapes? I mean, will the tape...
That is a bold statement. Wow.
Tapes ever see the light of day? I mean, that's what everybody's talking about. Who else is there? It's like with the Epstein, his pleasure island. Who else? Who went? Who was there? What's the manifest?
Please don't say that.
But Brian, chances 1 being least likely, 10 being most likely. Will we learn of other celebrities that were at these freak-offs?
Mind you, by the way, I was not a big fan of his raunchy personality. I mean, there were times, of course, when, we did enjoy, in my old days when I was young, his music. Some of his music, not all of it, some of it. But this revelation just makes you want to retract every other single thing. I think that I liked about him. And I'm not saying I hate him or anything, no. But it's just shocking.
Yeah, I think you've got an 8 or a 9 for a likelihood you're going to hear about it.
And reason why I'm saying that is, I think if, based on the video, it's basically looks like everything that is being said is true. That goes down all the way to years when we used to enjoy him as an entertainer. I mean, he gave us Mace. For those of you who know the musicians, he gave us Mace. He gave us Notorious B.I.G., Biggie. He gave us who else? 112. For those of you who know that band, he gave us Danny T. Kane for the new gen millennials. Amongst many other artists that we've come across from his label. He gave us Shine as well. By the way, there's a video I think I remember of me watching Shine, a former artist of his that was under his label, saying outrageous things. Just after this, probably, I think I'll jump onto that because it was very sad to hear Shine actually say that. So
why? Because there are going to be more indictments coming down, Laura. That's an important point here because he's being.
And mind you, even before I finish that subject, this guy literally made part of my childhood. I'm not going to say our childhood because I don't know about other people, but I know mine. I know the music that I listened to. The guys who know the songs of I Need a Girl Part 1, I Need a Girl Part 2, you know, Mario. Mario is another guy who was under his table, by the way. Was it Mario? Is it Mario? No, I've forgotten the name of that guy, by the way. I think I'll Google it after this. Let's do Google. Musical artists that are and were under Bad Boy Entertainment. Okay, here we go. Diddy, B.I.G., Cassie, Mace, Machine Gun Kelly. No way. Shine, of course, was one. I'm very happy of the progress that Shine has made as a person. It was really sad. Really sad. What happened to Shine is you can see here Faith Evans, Mace, 112. Total, I don't know these guys. The Locks, the Locks. For those of you who know, Jada Kiss and the rest of the guys. Carl Thomas, no way. Carl Thomas, man, I was a big fan of that guy. R&B artist, by the way. Among other people. French Montana is another one, by the way. I think this is a guy who's being skipped a lot because he was under him. Machine Gun Kelly, Janelle Monáe. I don't know if Janelle Monáe is still signed to him, to his label, but we'll wait and hear. Cassie is another one. Here we have Mac, M-A-C-K. If for those of you who have heard Flavor in Your Ear, that was a big track, by the way. And I'm not like a musical head, or at least I kinda am, because I okay, well, if they do trend, of course they come on my timeline. But the thing is, it is what it is. It's seeing all these people that were under him just makes it all the same a very sad affair. But yeah, this guy, he made musical artists that really shaped the entertainment that we binge or used to binge, for me in particular. So it's me looking at this, I'm like, I wish I could rewrite what I used about him. But you know, at the time, of course, we all did not know, or at least most of us did not know, that these were things that were happening, except for the witnesses that were there, and of course the conspirators, the people who had their theories about this. And of course, I'll mention just a few as
being
time
charged
goes.
with racketeering and conspiracy. You're going to have,
Yeah.
well, let's start on the inner circle. You're going to have former bodyguards. You can possibly have former musicians that he was with. You've got personal assistants that are going to be, they're already talking about this. Some of those are likely to be charged. And then guess what? If you've got some music moguls that are sending women over to these alleged freak-offs, then you've got some top people that are going to start crumbling too, because they're all part of what's called this criminal enterprise.
All right, Brian, always great to see you. Thank you so much.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian.
Thank you. Yeah. So, guys, I don't know what to say. I don't know what you guys think about this, by the way. By the way, for those of you guys joining on TikTok, thanks so much for joining us. You follow the story and what's been happening with Diddy and his shenanigans. It's it's very sad to see and hear things like this, especially for someone who most of us, if not all of us, used to listen to this guy. You look at it and you're like, how am I getting to know this now? How? So it's really, really sad. Really sad. So just a minute, even before I continue, I want to look for, there's a video I had searched for on my personal account, of course, that is. I watched of him or a former musician talk about him and what he did. Basically, the musician that was under him was basically saying that he destroyed him, but I think it was BET last year. Those of you know Black Entertainment Television. There is an awards ceremony where they did like a bad boy entertainment thing, like section where they were bringing out artists that used to be under his label those days. So they came to that particular event to perform, bring back the nostalgia and the memories that of the songs that we used to listen to those days. So yeah, I think I got it. Let's see. Former rapper jailed for, yeah, I think, let me search for that. This is the one. So it was E-News.
This is someone.
So for those of you who know, sorry, I think you can't even see my screen. Sorry. For those of you who know, this guy's stage name is Shine. I think I forgot his actual name. I've really known him as Shine. But yeah, he was a former musician under his label. And he talks about, and Shine was a thug, like a serious thug, like that New York personality. He had it. And you can see it in his music. For those of you who have listened to Bonnie and Shine, one of his songs, and there's that song that has Barrington in it. I can't remember what, I've forgotten the name of the song. But yeah, those songs were bangers back in the day, because I don't think people listen to them now. But yeah, I really want you guys to see what this guy says and, tell me what you think, especially after the developing course of the stories and also the videos that we've watched from mainstream media.
Who destroyed my life.
Former rapper Moses Shine Barrow is speaking out in the wake of Sean Diddy Combs' arrest and federal indictment. Once Diddy's bad boy protege, Moses served nearly a decade in prison for a 1999 nightclub shooting in New York.
Decade? 10 years?
Where 3 people were injured. Diddy attended a party at the club with his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and had also been arrested.
I actually forgot, by the way, Diddy was still dating J-Lo back then.
And accused of being involved in the shooting. However, during his trial, he said he fired the gun in self-defense and was acquitted of all charges. J-Lo was also arrested at the scene and was held for about 14 hours, but was released without being charged. Moses, who is now the leader of the opposition in the Belize House of Representatives, claims he took the fall for Diddy and is now reflecting on his incarceration, calling Diddy someone who, quote, destroyed my life. In a press conference, the politician details their past relationship.
Hold up, by the way. He took the fall for Diddy. Now is when I'm realizing these things, mind you. So the shooting that happened, Shine took the fall for Diddy and spent 10 years in jail. You.
When I was a 18-year-old kid, you know, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize proud and do what all of us want to do, be recognized for our talent and take over the world.
Wow. And now he's a politician. I mean, he's making better of his life now, because whatever happened back then was terrible. But
I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave. Let us not lose sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life.
Moses, however, admits that in recent years...
yeah, this is the one I was actually talking about. This bad boy themed section performance of the BET Awards, he actually came and performed for him. Yeah, which kind of made me question, especially after him coming out, like, why did he actually do that?
He only reunited with the bad boy mogul for investment purposes.
And for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest, I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if, you know, he and I were boom-bale. This is someone that destroyed my life.
E! News has reached out to Diddy's lawyer for comment about Shine's accusations, but hasn't heard.
I don't know, especially after hearing that, I don't know what you guys think. Can you forgive someone who stabbed you in the back? And let him go scot-free after he did something to you, and you know, just hang out and be buddy like nothing ever happened. Like, can you guys do that?
Heard back. The former rapper's comments come after Diddy was arrested on charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy has pleaded not guilty to all the charges, with a judge denying bail ahead of his trial.
Yo, yes. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Shine really took a big one for this guy, a very big one. Very big one. There's also another one, but this is basically, I'm going deep into the conspiracy part of things, by the way. There's another one where people actually think that there are some particular people that this guy disturbed, and they're coming after him, for lack of a better word. So this one, you know, let me just put it and then you'll see. So I searched it. This was basically a short. So I think
my particular experience with Beam Centauri, it was.
Wait, let's start again.
My particular experience with Beam Centauri, it was great in the beginning. It's great for us to work for them. It's not so cool when you start to own things. You see what I'm saying? So I made a lot of money with them too. Like, there's a point, they did a deal that mirrored Puffy's deal with Diageo was for Ciroc.
At the end of the day, you want to be able to open up doors. Sometimes you got to take that opportunity and get in. And so that's what I did with Ciroc.
So he didn't have ownership of that at any point, but he was getting a lot of money. It's almost like $60 million a year at one point. So you see him go to De Leon is when you see him have some issues. It gets bad. You know, and these people have really strong relationships. Don't think that the civil case doesn't turn into a criminal case faster because he's making them uncomfortable. That's a big part of it. You know what I mean? Like, you look, when you go to the spirits business, it's not governed.
Okay. So for you guys that have not seen that, Diageo is a very big alcoholic beverages company, and their network is very deep. Like globally, even here, where I am, they're there. We've seen what they can do. So the thing is, I don't know whether it is true, but basically this is like a conspiracy theory. It could be true, it could be not true, who knows. But the thing is, from what 50 Cent just said, it's like he disturbed people at the top level in that company. The alcoholic brand he was promoting was giving him a lot of money, to which the company was happy about, but he didn't own it. But then here we are. I think he was trying to own it once again. I think he took them to court or something of that nature. It became like an issue. And I don't know how that developed, but we saw how far things have gone. It got to the point where now he became a billionaire, especially after the income that he was bringing to himself through this brand. Now, after this case, I heard his net worth was shaved to around 400 million, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was that bad. And some people are saying these are the guys that are actually trying to take him down, and they're using this method to do it. But what I wanted to understand is, like, how important is this beverage company to these guys, to the extent that they go to this level? Because if they're bringing $60 million annually, I don't know if they are the ones bringing or Diddy was the one making that kind of money, but that's a lot. That's a huge bankroll to your income statement. So if they can get to that level, that is crazy. That is crazy. But we know, of course, what people are capable of. And mind you, by the way, this is not a conspiracy platform I'm creating, by the way. You know, whatever happened. And these are things that just come on my page, you know, as a matter of just consuming one video to another one, and then this one comes up, and then you're like, Kumbe, this is more, this is actually more worse than it looks. So yeah. Anyway, whatever happened. You know, we can't say much. I think you guys know better. Dave, the entire industry is messed up, bro. Yeah, I think you're right. The entire industry is messed up. We just seeing that it's very worrisome. It's very worrisome. If the entertainment industry is this bad, to the point that someone has your career on a vice grip, and you're basically told you can't do anything if you don't listen to me and do as I say. Otherwise, you won't survive in this industry. It's really, really sad that it has gotten to that level. And most of us, actually, how we idolize American entertainment is unfathomable. Do you know how powerful, like, that whole industry is? The influence they have, the money they make. I mean, literally, it is every entertainer's dream to get to that level. And I'm talking about musicians. We've seen how many African musicians have reached to, like, global stature. The likes of Burna Boy, Akina Thames, who else? Just, guys, tell me in the comments. Like, there are so many musicians that have gotten to global status just because of the influence the entertainment industry in the US has, or even globally at that, by the way. Most, if not all of us, back in the day, some even now, still dream of getting to that level, because they know that one way or another, that is the place where their dream is. And then you see all this happening. And it really hits you. This news hit me hard. It really hits you so hard that you start reflecting and looking back, and you're like, this was all a lie the whole time. It's so sad. This news, and the first time, most of us knowing him, we're like, these are guys just making allegations against him because he's a rich guy and whatnot. But you see the evidence. It is daunting. It is really daunting. And you're like, I wanted to get myself to that level. I want to be the next big star. Musical artists, comedians, actors. I mean, we know of many actors that have gone abroad for greener pastures just so that they can get noticed for their talent and their skill. Just to name a few of the many professions that have jumped right from here in Africa all the way there. So, yeah, Dave, the price is too high though. It's too high. It's too high. And it's painful. It's painful, especially for those who were victims. So sad. Dave, Kwanzaa, Justin Bieber hurt me. The way he was... Bro. That guy was innocent. He was completely innocent. How that happened? I was bugged. I was completely bugged. Some of these guys have been psychologically destroyed because of getting to that level and meeting these people they literally idolized, and you're there like, and I'm sure most of them, knowing that it's my idol who's talking to me like this, they're like, wow, if they tell you to do this, you're like, okay, fine, he knows what he's doing, this is what got him to this level. And it hits you and you're like, even the moral compromise that most of these people have to take just because they're in front of the people that they idolized. It's so sad. By the time you leave that place, your spirit is so jarred that for those of you who know Swahili, hauna mbele wala nyuma. Like you have nowhere to go. Like you don't know what to do after that. So yeah, and for those of you who are wondering why I'm even talking about this, by the way, it's because most Africans, if not all Africans, are talking about it right now. If you've checked the first part of my live stream, guys are searching this. They want to know how far has this case gone. What is up with this guy? 808 Outcast, get rid of Diddy. Free Diddy. Okay, there are people who are out in defense also for him, but when you check the evidence, it's you don't know what to say or think or even do after the things that we're coming across and even hearing. It's so sad. It's so sad. This guy literally made most, if not all of us, our childhood. The tracks he dropped, him and just to name a few of the many artists that were under his label and those who collaborated with him. Some of them are even defending him, mind you, by the way. Some of the guys that he collaborated with are defending him. But hey, you guy, I I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I would really, I like the responses I'm getting, you guys. 808 Outcast Asha. By the way, I don't know, for me, Asha started vividly looking as if he was part of that camp of the guys that were violated. But for me, how these guys are just cool, they're just okay with that issue, really bothers me. Really bothers me. I'm like, what's up with that? They're very casual and nonchalant about it. So, yeah, guys, I'm disturbed. Many guys are disturbed. They want to know how far this case has gone. So literally, yeah, it is very, very sad. Very sad. Very sad indeed. I'm trying to look for another one. Abo, by the way, there's another one I want to look for. You've even shown me. I watched this a while back, and I'd like to show you guys this.
And is there anything that you may...
Sorry, I think I'll reverse that back once we've watched it. So just watch his reactions, especially after you can even see the caption. Diddy's soul left his body when the mic went to Cassie, and even the title, Diddy almost had a panic attack after this. So literally, he is looking directly at her to see what she'll say. So here we go.
You want to confess tonight before you go in? And is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here. Or right here.
Yeah. You angelic all the time. And is there anything
You saw that?
that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here. Or right here.
Yeah. You see that? And it's true, yeah. That is the face of someone who looks like something bad was about to happen. And yeah, literally, his soul left his body after. Yeah, and he looked like he had a panic attack or almost had one after, he was just waiting to hear, what is she going to say? You see that? Another one I think looks much deeper than that. Check this out. One with a much better analysis.
Diddy almost had a panic attack when the mic went to Cassie.
Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here. Or right here.
You angelic all the time?
Diddy almost had a panic attack when the mic went.
Okay, that's basically like a title per se, but from what you can see, I think the guy should have just zoomed in the face as soon as she started talking. Because it looks like she was about to say it, but she just made peace with it. But you can literally see from the video, it looks like something was coming, but it just didn't come. So yeah. So yeah, I think I've showed you most of the content that you guys were supposed to watch regarding this issue. We will cover next week and see who else or what else is going to be trending that time. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please remember to give a follow to this channel. Subscribe also to our YouTube channel, where this is also being live streamed from, by the way. If you're here on TikTok or on wherever, just check out our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and follow. The streams are on both platforms, YouTube and TikTok. So yeah. I think all of what has been said, by the way, guys, should just sink in as I round up our discussions for today, or our discussion for today. Thank you guys, by the way, Dave, 808 Outcast, and all the people who've joined, even now. Naomi's Closet, Mary, Fresh Wheat, Axel, Alex Nichols, Shamo, Harmony Mudhoni, Kiari Kyo, and TikTok sales leader. Yeah, for lack of a better word. But yeah, thank you guys for joining so much. Really appreciate you guys coming through. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. A lot of content will be going on there. Yeah. I really appreciate you. Africa, peace, love, and bless. I'll catch you next time.